What if one of the most important nutrients for healthy aging was missing from your body right now, and you had absolutely no idea? No obvious symptoms, no warning lights, no dramatic signs telling you something was wrong. Yet quietly, behind the scenes, your bones, muscles, immune system, and even your brain could be affected. That's the reality of vitamin D deficiency. In fact, experts estimate that millions of older adults have low vitamin D levels, many without ever realizing it. And after 60, the risk becomes even greater. The surprising part? You can spend time outdoors, eat reasonably well, and still be deficient. Today, we're going to explore why vitamin D deficiency is so common after 60, what it can do to your body, and what you can do to maintain healthy levels as you age. Let's get started. Number 1. Vitamin D isn't really just a vitamin. Most people think of vitamin D as simply another nutrient, like vitamin C or vitamin B12. But vitamin D is actually more like a hormone. Once it's activated in the body, it influences hundreds of biological processes. It helps regulate calcium absorption, supports bone health, affects muscle function, influences immune responses, and plays roles in many systems researchers are still working to fully understand. That's why low vitamin D levels can have effects throughout the body. It's not just about bones, it's about overall health. Number 2. Your body makes less vitamin D as you age. One reason deficiency becomes more common after 60 is that aging affects the body's ability to produce vitamin D. When sunlight hits the skin, the body begins a process that eventually creates vitamin D. But older skin becomes less efficient at this process. In simple terms, a 65-year-old may produce significantly less vitamin D from the same amount of sunlight than a younger adult. That means even people who spend time outdoors may not generate as much vitamin D as they once did, and that's one reason deficiency becomes increasingly common with age. Number 3. Many symptoms are easy to miss. Here's what makes vitamin D deficiency particularly tricky. The symptoms are often vague. You might feel more tired than usual. Your muscles may seem weaker. You may notice reduced energy, general aches and pains, or difficulty maintaining physical performance. The problem is that many people assume these changes are simply part of getting older. They never consider that a nutrient deficiency could be contributing. In some cases, there may be no noticeable symptoms at all. That's why so many people are deficient without knowing it.
Number 4. Your bones depend on vitamin D. One of vitamin D's most important jobs is helping the body absorb calcium. Without adequate vitamin D, the body struggles to use calcium efficiently. Over time, this can affect bone health, and after 60, bone health becomes increasingly important. Bone density naturally declines with age. The risk of osteoporosis increases. Falls become more dangerous. Fractures become more common. Vitamin D isn't the only factor involved, but it plays a crucial role in maintaining a strong skeletal system. That's one reason healthcare providers often pay close attention to vitamin D levels in older adults. Number 5. It may affect muscle strength too. When most people think about vitamin D, they think about bones, but muscles need it as well. Research has shown that low vitamin D levels may be associated with reduced muscle function and weakness in some individuals. Why does this matter? Because muscle strength is one of the strongest predictors of independence after 60. Strong muscles support balance, mobility, fall prevention, and daily activities. Anything that affects muscle function deserves attention, and vitamin D appears to be part of that equation. Number 6. The link to falls is surprisingly strong. Falls are one of the biggest health concerns facing older adults. A serious fall can change everything: mobility, confidence, independence, quality of life. Researchers have spent years investigating factors that increase fall risk. One factor that repeatedly appears in the research is vitamin D status. While vitamin D is not a magic solution, maintaining healthy levels may help support muscle function and balance in certain individuals. That's why vitamin D often becomes part of broader fall prevention strategies. Number 7. Your immune system uses vitamin D. Over the last several years, interest in vitamin D has expanded beyond bones and muscles. Researchers discovered that immune cells contain vitamin D receptors. This finding sparked a great deal of scientific interest. While many questions remain, evidence suggests vitamin D plays a role in supporting normal immune function. This doesn't mean vitamin D prevents every illness, and it certainly isn't a miracle cure, but maintaining adequate levels appears important for overall immune health, and that's something worth paying attention to at any age. Number 8. Why deficiency is so common.
You might be wondering, if vitamin D is so important, why are so many people deficient? Several reasons contribute. Older adults often spend less time outdoors. Skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D. Dietary sources are relatively limited. Certain medical conditions may affect absorption, and some medications can influence vitamin D metabolism. Put all of those factors together, and it's easy to see why deficiency becomes so common after 60. Many people don't realize there's an issue until blood testing reveals low levels.
Number 9. Food sources help, but often aren't enough. Vitamin D is found naturally in only a small number of foods. Fatty fish such as salmon, sardines, and mackerel are among the richest sources. Egg yolks contain some vitamin D. Certain foods are fortified, including some dairy products, plant milks, cereals, and orange juice. These foods can certainly contribute. But for many older adults, diet alone may not provide sufficient vitamin D. That's one reason healthcare professionals sometimes recommend testing and, when appropriate, supplementation. The key word is appropriate. More is not always better. Number 10. Should everyone take a supplement? This is one of the most common questions. The answer is not necessarily. Some people have healthy vitamin D levels already. Others may benefit from supplementation. The only way to know for sure is through proper evaluation. Vitamin D is important, but extremely high levels can also create problems. That's why individualized guidance matters. The goal isn't taking the largest possible dose. The goal is achieving healthy levels that support overall health. A blood test can help provide that information. The bigger lesson about healthy aging. One of the most important lessons about aging is that major health problems don't always begin with dramatic symptoms. Sometimes they begin quietly. A little less strength, a little more fatigue, slightly weaker bones, small changes that accumulate over time. Vitamin D deficiency is a perfect example. It often develops silently, but its effects may influence multiple aspects of healthy aging. That's why paying attention to the basics remains so important. Vitamin D deficiency is one of the most common nutritional problems after 60, and many people don't realize they have it. As we age, the body's ability to produce vitamin D declines. Outdoor exposure may decrease, bone health becomes more important, and muscle strength becomes increasingly valuable. Because vitamin D supports bones, muscles, balance, and immune function, maintaining healthy levels can play an important role in healthy aging. The good news is that deficiency can often be identified through testing and addressed when necessary. Because healthy aging isn't just about avoiding disease, it's about giving your body the tools it needs to stay strong, active, and independent for as long as possible. And sometimes one of those tools is a nutrient that's easy to overlook. If you found this video helpful, let us know in the comments. Have you ever had your vitamin D levels checked, and were you surprised by the results? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more science-backed healthy aging tips designed to help you stay strong, healthy, and independent after 60. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.